Okay, so I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to show you what I taught the Europeans that you won't find in the back office or won't be taught in the back office, but definitely can help you with your trading and investing or understanding of the markets. Now, who likes to trade gold? Okay, awesome. So most either do, would like to, have heard of, or I tell you now, you're going to want to learn at some point. Okay, so we're going to be talking about gold, but for those of you that are no strangers to me doing the Champions U calls, hello. And for those that are strangers, hello. My name is Edwin Zapata. I'm one of the people that likes to that I'm here on the Champions U calls. I always start these off by saying these are just an extra. Okay, so if you are serious about your trading and investing game and you really want to have those extra streams of income, just to diversify your portfolio, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is the reason that you join this platform to increase your portfolio, please do not only count on these sessions on Tuesday. Make sure that you use the back office to the fullest possible, meaning go to the back office, log in, use the university, use the Market Pro, use all the education, and attend the Learn Lives with the market experts and market professionals. I can consider myself knowledgeable, experienced. I understand what I'm talking about, but I cannot call myself an expert yet. And all of us have paid for a membership to leverage actual market experts. So you'll never see me pretending to be a market expert, but make sure that you use those. And if you miss the sessions because maybe you're at work or school or taking care of your family, whatever the case is, then just watch the recordings. They are recordings worth watching. If you can watch Netflix and Disney Plus and all that stuff, because those are recordings, this will really pay off. I promise you. Okay. So with that being said, let's get right into it. We're going to be talking about gold. And for those that have traded gold, you know that they'll send an alert, like with any other alert, they'll send an alert that says like enter at this price. We're looking to buy, we're looking to sell, for the market to go up, the market to go down. But why is it that they focus on gold? Like, have you ever wondered like what's the big deal with gold? Why not some other metal? How come we don't focus on copper? How come we don't focus on aluminum? How come we don't focus on something else? Like, why gold? Right? It's not just because it looks nice, but there's actually a lot of versatility with it, and there's a lot of real case use on a daily basis. For those that are into, stones and healing and stuff, it is also a mineral, so it has its own healing properties if that's what you're into. For health reasons, it has a lot of health benefits as well. On the industrial side of things, if you ever open up any electronic, you will see gold like pieces in there, and those actually have gold in it. It might not be full solid gold. Some will be plated, some will be like filled, whatever. The point is that there's gold in all of our electronics. There's gold and silver in our electronics. And the reason for that is because they are great metals that help conduct electricity, which means they pass information through a lot quicker. In homes, that's why you see copper, because it's also good, but it's much cheaper than gold and silver. We're not going to talk about copper, although it does have its own healing properties, different conversation. But the reason why you'll see gold a lot used on alerts is because of how much of a demand it has on the economy. And you don't have to be some type of economist to be analyzing the markets every day, whatever, because you just have to understand what place it has and why. And we're gonna get into something totally different. I'm just trying to make sure that everybody's ready. So as the stuff that was happening with the wars and stuff right now, we like regardless of what's happening in the world, the more chaos there is, the more demand there's going to be for supplies, metals, foods, resources, etc. Because in times of war, panic, chaos, hurricanes, like all that stuff, more resources are needed, which means they become more scarce. So there's more of a demand and less of a supply, right? It's like when the pandemic was sort of starting, there was like no toilet paper on the shelves for whatever reason, even though there was no actual shortage. Like the government even said, like, you guys need to slow down because we actually have toilet paper. I don't know why you guys are tripping out, but um, you'll see that people usually run for certain resources and stuff because of the demand for it. When ticket sales for concerts and stuff come out, you can never buy them. You always have to buy them from the resellers because people know that, like, just buy it and resell it. It's an easy profit. The same principle goes with precious metals. And whenever we trade on like MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5 or whatever broker that you use, you're trading pieces of paper or documented slips that are telling you that you own gold or silver or whatever it is that you bought. And you're not buying one piece of gold at a time. You're buying contracts. You're buying like amounts of them. So it'll be in the bundles of ounces or kilos or pounds or whatever. And a lot of you know why you know about ounces and kilos. And that is something between you and God. So shame on you. But we all know why we know those things. And we did learn it in school, but we didn't remember it because of school. But I'm going to show you how to use it in a much more in a much better way, so we can take those skills from the dark side and we're going to use it on the light side, so it'll actually help you make money. Okay. And some of you already have scales at home, probably because you work out and you're weighing your food, I hope. And so now you can use it also for gold and silver. All right. So by show of hands, for those that have cameras on, drop a 1 in the chat. Have you ever seen an ounce of gold or silver? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Thumbs up or thumbs down. So you guys have seen an ounce of gold or silver. Cool. Some of you probably were on my calls before. Awesome. So if you haven't, I'm going to show you guys exactly what it looks like, because we see in movies people, they rob banks, they have heists and stuff, and they're always stealing bars, like bars of gold. Those bars are usually like a kilo or more of gold, of solid gold, 24 karat gold. And those are in the like hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, depending on how big the bar is. To make sure that we're all on the same page, and I want all of you to understand this, because I guarantee you that you're going to learn something that is of actual value. I'm not saying that what we teach before is not value, but you'll see what I mean. So what is currently the price of gold right now? And I'm asking all of you because all of you should be able to find it. If you're new here, then don't worry, no pressure on you. Drop it in the chat. What is the current price of gold on the market in US dollars? Because you're going to better understand now the next time you get an alert exactly like what it is you're buying with gold. And I'll tell you where not to buy it. This is where we should have the Jeopardy music. I see everybody panicking. Whose computer can load the fastest? 1924. Perfect. So right now, as of this moment, thank you, Raza. As of this moment, the price of gold is at $1,924 US per ounce of gold. So when we're looking at it, the market is telling us per ounce of gold. So if you've ever wondered, like, what is this? That's what that price is. When you buy them with leverage, you're buying contracts. You're buying like so many amounts of it. That's a whole different. We're not going to talk about contracts and stuff. I don't want to lose too many people. I want to talk about something else. So if this is an ounce of gold, again, a lot of you understand the measurement of ounces and grams. Shame on you. But what you didn't know about those measurements is there's actually 2 types of ounces. Okay. There's the one that you guys are all familiar with. Then there's what's called a troy ounce, TROY ounce. And the measurement is slightly different. And I'll prove it to you. How many grams are in an ounce? For those bad boys and girls that are here. Don't be shy outing yourself. Relax. We're all adults, okay? Okay. Thank you, Jade. Thank you, Jade, for putting yourself on the spot, and Lacey. Okay. Caleb's over there pretending like he's innocent. So, okay. So 28 grams in a regular ounce. In a troy ounce, and you need to know this if for what I'm going to share with you after. A troy ounce is 31.1 grams. Okay, so there's a bit of a difference there. So as long as you understand that. So when it comes to measuring gold and silver, for those that didn't know, silver on the market is XAG. So gold is XAU, silver is XAG. For those that are nerds like myself, a periodic table of science is basically the minerals. AG is silver and AU is gold. Okay, cool. Fun fact, Edwin fact of the day. I'm definitely a nerd, 100%. So here's the thing. So when we go to buy gold and silver, like when we've been programmed, all of us have been programmed to like think and identify like gold and jewelry as like a sign of showing wealth. A lot of us have been programmed that way. When we look at like music and celebrities and stuff, we think that jewelry, watches and stuff is a way of like showing off how much money you have. When in fact, it can be actually quite the opposite. Depending on how you demonstrate it, it can actually show a level of ignorance on the topic. Now, if you like it and you're wearing it because you enjoy it and that's whatever, like that's a whole different thing. But if you're wearing it to show off that you're wealthy, you're doing the opposite. And I'm going to show you exactly why. And you won't find this in the back office. So this is an ounce of silver. You're going to see it as a coin. Yes, it's as a coin. It's considered a round. No, Sherlock. It's considered a bullion round, but you can also buy them in bars. Okay, so this is an ounce. This is an ounce. These are both an ounce. These are both a troy ounce, 31.1 grams. And in terms of the price of metal, they are worth the same. Now you could do the same thing with gold. Doesn't matter what it is. I have a few ounces of gold here, and I'll show you the point I'm trying to deliver. So if this is an ounce of silver, this is also an ounce of silver. This is an ounce of gold. Notice that the gold and the silver are a different size, but they weigh the same, the exact same. So in terms of weight, it's the exact same weight for both of them. We know that this right here on the market is 1924. So I have here basically $2,000 American, just under $2,000. And here, what is the price of silver right now on the market? Drop it in the chat. Look up XAG USD. It should probably be around there, 22, 23, something like that. The panic is on. $22.77. Okay, cool. We'll call it whatever, $22.75, $22.77. It's obviously going to change depending on the broker or whatever you look at. A few cents doesn't matter. So whatever, $22, $23 doesn't matter. So this is $23 in its price in metal. This is $1,924. Okay. Now this is important to note because if you wanted to diversify your portfolio and buy gold and silver, our first thoughts are to go buy jewelry because gold and silver, long over time, blah, 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 it retains value, all this stuff. It's Bitcoin is digital and all this stuff, but I want to be able to hold something just in case. So our first thoughts are to go to gold, to go to like jewelry, right? Like necklaces, rings, whatever. And at face value, it makes sense because that's what we were taught. I thought the same thing. But if this is 24 karat gold, this is 31.1 grams of 24 solid gold, and this is 31.1 grams of 0.99999 silver. It says on it actually 9999 Canadian silver is actually considered the best grade worldwide. Shout out to Canada. No thanks to our prime minister. Whole different conversation. But our so who cares about Canada right now? So the gold and silver standard would be with you measure from ounces. Now you can break it down into grams. You can break it down into segments. Like right here, I have a 1/4 ounce of gold, 1/4 ounce. Oh, that's silver. 1/4 ounce, full ounce. Okay. You can buy it in a half ounce. You could buy it 3/4. You could buy it in grams and all that stuff. And here's the point with that. You can go to a precious metals dealer in your area. It's not in a laneway. So these are actual stores. Okay. So I know we're all probably used to the different kinds of dealers, whatever. Okay. So make sure you go to a certified precious metals dealer that sells gold, silver. They'll usually have like different currencies, coins, and they sell like collectible coins and stuff like that. What you're looking for is bullion, gold, and silver. Okay, so you're not worried about like collector coins. You don't give a crap about that. You're looking for coins that are stamped, minted, that are for like for these types of purposes. Bullion coins, okay, or bullion rounds, or bars. And here, I'll type it out. Thank you, Mia, for asking. Bullion. So you're going to want to ask for that. And we now know that at this moment, because now all of you know how to look up gold and silver at the market value. So if you go in there and you say, hey, I want to buy an ounce of gold. I'm here for an ounce of gold because I want to diversify my portfolio. I see that it's 19.24 per ounce. I want to buy 1 ounce. It's not going to be 19.24. You're going to be paying a premium on top of that. That's what it trades on the market price between traders, between the banks, between nations, between traders and investors. They're trading it at wholesale price to each other. So this is what's happening on the back end. They're trading to each other. Now, us as retail people, like on the ground, we're not trading in the same style. So we are now going basically to the storefront and we're paying retail price, which is not 19.24. It's actually more than that. And depending on the location, it'll be a different amount, right? So that's why I said over 2 grand. That's why I said basically 2 grand American, because the premium I know is more than $50. I know it's more than $60. So you're looking to pay just over 2 grand American for that ounce. Now, same applies no matter what denomination it is, whether it's grams of silver or gold, whether it's ounces, doesn't matter. You're going to be paying a bit of a premium on top. The market price is called spot price. And for those that trade crypto, you'll see that term spot. You're trading spot, meaning you're trading 1 Bitcoin for whatever that price is. You're trading straight to the market price. Spot price plus premium is what you're going to be paying out there. So if you're going to be doing that, what else can you do with this knowledge? So if you're going to be buying gold and silver, and I'll tell you like how I was able to accumulate literally hundreds of ounces of silver and some ounces of gold. I never reveal how many ounces for safety purposes. So how you can do that slowly, okay? Don't be like dumping all your life savings into it. I'll share that in a sec. But what you can do with this information that for sure can benefit you long term is if you are going to buy jewelry. Now, for the fellas, I recommend that you buy brand new jewelry for the ladies as gifts. Okay, for yourselves, you can just buy whatever. What I'm going to share with you. Okay, so as a side note, for your girls, make sure you buy them brand new. You don't buy secondhand nothing. Brand new for them. That's how I roll. I don't buy secondhand for my girl. For myself, I don't care where it came from. Okay, so what I'm going to share with you is this. If you go to the jewelry store and let's say you wanted to buy a nice ring, a nice chain, and I'm going to say, let's say for the ladies, if you want to buy it for yourself, okay, because the guys are going to buy you brand new, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you're going to buy for yourself some earrings or whatever it is, any type of jewelry, we go and we're looking at, and you got to understand this, you're looking at the price of the artwork. So they're going to say, yes, it's 10 karat gold, 18 karat, 14 karat, 22 carats, whatever. You'll never see 24 karat gold jewelry because the metal's too soft. It'll scratch and bend easily. So you'll never see 24 karat gold jewelry. If anything, you might see it in places like India and some places in the Middle East where they'll use it in like bangles. And it's a way of like traditionally they carry wealth with them because it's considered like a jewelry. So they can travel. It's a whole different history lesson. Um, but you're gonna go and see like let's say chains and whatever, and it's gonna have one price, and you're gonna think to yourself, okay, well, it makes sense, right? It's gold, it's silver, it's jewelry, it's precious metals. Of course, it's so expensive. But I'm gonna show you how much of a ripoff the jewelry market is. We won't get into diamonds; it's a whole different conversation. I do know about diamonds. Um, let's say this. This is a chain that I have. Okay, so this is a 10 karat gold chain. I don't remember how much it weighs. I tried to like weigh it on my scale and the battery's dead. And I have the scale because of working out. Okay, relax. I'm not, those days are behind me. Relax, guys. So it doesn't work, but I remember that my chain is like it's under 20 grams. It's like 15 or 16. For the sake of numbers, we'll call it 15 grams in 10 karat gold. Okay. So we don't have pure gold. If we're going to go look at jewelry, we want to know exactly what is the amount of gold or silver that's in it. For the sake of this conversation, we're just going to be talking about gold. So if it's 10 karat gold, look up right now on Google, put 15 grams. Wait, what did I say to the Europeans? 15 grams, 10 karat gold market value. And then tell me what it says in the chat. And I promise you, this information will save you money and will make you money if you use it. I promise you. Because I have several pieces of jewelry for myself that I've bought way below what it market retail value, including this chain. So 15 grams, 10 karat gold market value. It'll probably spit something out like it's telling you the price per gram of 10 karat. Everyone except Barbara, because I think she's driving. Nobody, everyone's too shy. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mia. So $25.82 a gram. So, okay, perfect. Thank you, Raza. That's the next step there. So multiplied by 15 within that range. Let's just call it, for the sake of argument, just call it 380. We'll just call it 380. No fighting here. Okay, we're all a team. So for 380, that's what this chain is worth in gold value. Okay, as 10 karat, this is not pure gold. Keep that in mind. 14 karat, same thing, not pure gold. So here we have a chain. If it's 15 grams, it's worth about $380 US. Cool. So what do you think a chain like this would retail for at a jewelry store? Drop your guesses in the chat. Mia's been to the jewelry store. I'm telling you right now. Mia, you need to like calm down. So Mia is actually the closest. In Canadian dollars, it's just over $2,000. So it's about $1,500 American. Easily. And this is not me inflating anything. This chain, the length is like 24 inches. It's about 15 grams. It's easily over $1,500 at like a retail jewelry store. Okay. So Alex put 900. 900 would make sense to us in this conversation because now you know what it's just like raw gold value is worth. Because now you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, Edwin, if it's about $400 gold, then I understand that I'm paying a bit of a premium. So maybe I'll pay $900 at a retail. That logic makes sense, but no, it's actually over $1,500. Okay. And the less it weighs, the shorter it is, the less it's going to cost, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the thing. If it's over $1,500, we'll just call it 1,500, then what the heck? Absolutely, you do. So exactly. So it is about 2K. So what the heck, Edwin? What are you talking about? How can I make money and save money with this information? Okay, look. This chain, because I bought it years ago, what I did was, and I don't expect all of you to go and do exactly what I'm saying, but as long as you have the knowledge, you'll be equipped with this. I had a friend that worked at a gold buyer seller sort of place, one of those kiosks at the mall where they say, hey, I'll give you the best price for your gold. He worked at one of those, and I would go to him and I would ask him to teach me, right? And he would like take in watches and stuff like that, and then I learned that he was buying things at like whatever cost. And I said to him one day, hey, the next time a customer comes in looking to trade in their gold chain, as long as it's 18 karat and up, this length, minimum this amount of grams, let me know and I'll give them more than what you're offering. And I actually got like a 20-gram 18 karat gold chain for like $500. It was like a steal of a deal at the time. The customer was happy, I was happy, everyone was happy. That chain that time was worth at that time over $3,000 retail. I don't know what happened. It ended up like falling off and it disappeared. So I can't even show you what that looked like. So that disappeared. So that sucked. So I was like heartbroken, and I was determined now to teach myself how to do it. So from the skills that I learned from him, and now knowing that like it's possible because I was wearing the chain, I went on Amazon and I bought a gold testing kit. It comes with 5 acids. Don't put that acid on your tongue. Okay. It's not like that. These 5 acids, one is for 10 karat gold, one is for 14 karat gold, one's for I think 22, no, one's 14, 10, 14, 18, and then 22 karat. Okay. And then the last one was for testing silver. So I got these 5 acids. It came with 2 little stones. You scratch the thing on it, and a little magnifying glass because, you know, it's a selling feature. It makes you look like you know what you're doing. And so I went out on here in Canada, it's called Kijiji. It's like a reseller. Think of it like Facebook Marketplace. And what I did was I was looking for people that was selling. They were selling their jewelry, their rings, their chains and stuff. And I would look at the price they were selling it for, and I made sure I had the weight of everything, because people sell it by the weight, right? They say like it's this, that, whatever. Then I would basically look online, and I would see how close or how far off they were from the market value. I would message them, hey, can I come look at it? And I would show up at like a food court mall, like the food court at the mall, with my little scale. That's actually why I bought the scale in the first place. And the acids and everything. And I would test it there like I'm some scientist. They're like, what are you doing? I'm just making sure that it's real. And then what I would do is I would show them what it was worth on the market, exactly what you guys just did, to show how much it is per gram. I'll say, hey, look, this is what it cost on the market, and this is the price that you listed it for. So you're overpricing it. So I was just using my knowledge to negotiate, because this is what happens on the back end on gold buyers and sellers, the resellers, whatever. When you go to those kiosks and you say to them that you want to sell your gold, they will look at it, they'll weigh it, whatever, everything that we're talking about now. They'll see that it's worth 380, what we're talking about, and then they pretend like they're scientists. They get their calculator and they go like this. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Maybe if I subtract a 1 and then add a 0, and then they just reset the whole thing, and then they do the whole thing. Like they already know the price. It's just all theatrics, okay? Because what they're doing is they're going to pay you less than 70% of the metal value. because you went somewhere that's buying your gold and silver. They're not buying your jewelry. You understand? So if I'm talking to Jade and Jade wants to buy my chain, Jade wants to buy my chain. She's not buying my gold. So at the retail level, I'm paying $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, whatever it is for earrings, necklace, bangles, bracelets, doesn't matter what it is. I'm paying retail for jewelry that happens to have gold in it. But if you go to a precious metals dealer or reseller, people that buy and sell your gold or whatever, they're buying your gold. They're buying your metal, not your jewelry. And that's how they hustle you in a legit way, because it's like, hey, if you don't want to sell to us, you don't have to, but no one's going to buy it. Where else are you going to go? No one's going to buy your jewelry because it doesn't work that way. And then what they're going to do is they're going to take your 380 and they're going to subtract 30% to get to the 70% mark, which would be 266. Okay. And they know that they're going to lowball you. So they'll say, instead of offering you the 266, to say 250. And they don't care what the price is, anything from 250 all the way to the 380. They don't care, because they'll either melt it and they'll say, oh, so I got to send it to the refinery or whatever it's called, to the smelters. And they're going to melt it down and blah, blah, blah. We just want the metal. It's 10 karat gold, or it's 14. It's not even pure. So we got to remove the impurities. And they say all this stuff to like make you convinced. But what some of them do is they actually have a partnership with, or on the side, they have a jewelry store or a pawn shop where they take those pieces of jewelry that they bought it from you at way less than market value, less than 70%, and maybe 70%. You feel like you got a deal. Then they go put it over there, not at the 1,500, because it's not like brand new jewelry, but they might list it at $1,200, $1,100. And then you walk into this place and it's so much more of a discount than that, like, you know, than Tiffany's. You don't go to Tiffany's because it's $25,000 for an engagement ring. Yes, I looked. And it's like, this is such a ripoff. That's what their engagement rings start at, by the way, guys. So don't waste your time. They start at 25 grand. Or at least that was a few years ago. It's probably more now. So if you know, like, you're walking in there and it's like, wow, what a deal. You're thinking that you're already getting a discount, which you are. But imagine how much of a margin, how much profit they're able to make if they paid maybe $300 for this piece of jewelry at metal value, and they're selling it for $1,100, $1,000, $1,200. Look at all that profit they're able to make. And then the same game happens again. Hey, instead of 1,200, can you do 1,000? I'm going to pull out the calculator and do all the theatrics. And, oh, yeah, you know, I got to make a profit off of this. And that's the whole game that's happening there. So when you see people that they start to make some money, and I'll tie this back into alerts in a sec. When you see people that start to make some money and they start to buy jewelry, I'm not hating on that. Okay. I'm just as guilty. But what I'm trying to encourage is understanding what you're buying and why, and what the market is like and what's actually happening. So make the smarter decisions, and know what it is that you're buying. So if you're buying gold or precious metals, that you understand what you're paying for. Okay. And remember, for fellas, for the ladies, you buy them brand new. So you're going to be paying that premium. It is what it is. Just don't shy around it. Okay. Don't be having some divorced person's energies on a ring you bought. It ain't worth it. You're going to pay for it in the end anyway. So make sure that you understand that game, and how this works with alerts is, if you understand that there's such a market for gold like that, for precious metals, and on electronics, and in food, and in healing and all that, when something happens in the world, you can expect people to jump on those opportunities. So the price of gold was dropping to like $1,810, I think, last week, like before the whole conflict with Israel and Palestine. it was on its way back down because of some news that was going on with the economy, right? So, and understanding that news, um, at face value, it made sense why the gold was going back down, but it was only a matter of time. It was actually a ticking time bomb before it started to skyrocket again. Now, what happened over there in the Middle East is a shame on both sides. Innocent people are dying. I'm not a fan of that, and I'm not encouraging the philosophy of go profit off of people's misery. That's not what I'm encouraging. What I'm saying is, if you understand that that was happening, then it then you know that the moment that gold started to drop, people that are precious metals dealers, what do you think they were doing? If the price was crashing, the average person is probably selling their gold. Oh my God, it's not worth as much. I got to get rid of this because I'm losing profits. Whereas the people that manufacture it, or the precious metals dealers that understand all these profit margins, that understand that they can take ounces and kilos of gold and silver and whatever else, and they can make pieces of jewelry and mark it up at crazy inflated costs. Think of how much they were accumulating for themselves. If I had, if I wasn't so like tight on investments, I myself would have went out and bought more ounces of gold. And funny enough, in those scenarios at times, like when price crashes, like what were to where it was at last week before all that conflict, sometimes you'll even see the premium go up from precious metals dealers because they actually want to discourage you from buying it because they know that there's so much margin and they don't want to give it up at that price because they know that it's worth more. And if you understand that game, it gives you better insight as to the movements of gold and silver because it's much different than stocks. It's much different than regular currencies, right? It's a whole different game in on itself. And if you go back to like, ancient times or even like early in the 1900s, um, the US dollar was backed by gold and silver. So 1 ounce of silver was equivalent to $1, and 1 ounce of gold was equivalent to $20. So it was called like the gold standard. I don't remember the term, but it was basically like 1 to 20. It was like the 1 to 20 rule. So for every 1 ounce of gold, you had 20 ounces of silver. Thank you, Mia. So yeah, it's the gold standard. And the American dollar bill, the first ones there, actually said it was like a bank note, and you could trade in. It was worth 1 ounce of silver or 1 ounce of gold. So if you went to the bank and you gave them that note, they would give you the equivalent. So the amount of dollars in circulation, they had the same amount of dollars in gold and silver in the banks in the reserves. And you can't do that anymore because what happened was they realized that they can print more money and no one would know the difference. No one could tell what's really going on. And then they gave the printing power to the Federal Reserve, which is not even a federal it's a company, really. It's just like a private group. They just print whatever they want and is backed by nothing. So for every dollar that you put into the bank, for every physical dollar you put into the bank, they can lend out 10. So Jade comes to me, I'm the bank. She gives me $10. Now her $10 are in the bank, and I can lend out 10 times 10 for every dollar. So I can lend out 100. And I'm going to be charging Alex, I'm going to be charging Raza, I'm going to be charging Caleb, I'm going to be charging everybody 10, 15, 20% interest on these $10 I'm lending them that 90% of it doesn't even exist. It's a whole different conversation. So that's important to understand because that's fractional reserve banking. Exactly. That's exactly the term. If you don't know what we're talking about, that's what it is. Look it up. And that's basically the name of the game of what's going on out there. And that's how that ties in with alerts. It, yeah, absolutely. It's basically today's biggest Ponzi scheme in the world. Like legit, it's not even like a metaphor because it's just a big house of cards. Like really. And if you understand that game, it'll make more sense as to like what it is you're trading and why, because the original money as far back to like ancient times and stuff, it was always measured in gold and silver. You see in like old movies, people walking around with their like little bag and like it's got like coins in it. Those coins are actual gold and silver. If you look at most countries change, like you got a handful of change, you'll see like quarters, nickels, dimes, maybe pennies or cents or whatever, euros, and they're usually in what colors? Like copper or brass, gold-ish, silver-ish, because they are basically today's version of those coins, and they are colored similar, they're just not worth the same because they used to be gold and silver. It's also called petrodollar, even though it's not technically backed by oil. Yeah, so that's a whole different conversation in on itself. That's like collapsing right in front of our eyes. How the U.S. dollar backed by oil, all that stuff. So there's a real war, not just on the ground, but also for your attention, for our minds, for our energy, for our labor. So slavery didn't go anywhere; it just became more invisible, and and all of us are voluntarily involved in slavery every single day, and we're basically building up these imaginary elites, whatever, people's wealth without realizing it. So whenever we trade on the markets, we're trading with leverage. The same 1 to 10 that the banks use, every time that you trade, you're trading with leverage. You're trading with borrowed money from the brokers. And if you understand how these things move, you're basically um, avoiding the banks and you're basically trading like them, and you're cutting them out of things, and they hate that. That's why they don't teach you this stuff. The bank is not for the people. The bank is just a business. All those bankers you speak of fund the corrupt politicians, which pass laws and enable them. Exactly. Alex is on a mission right now. I think I just triggered Alex. He's let it out, Alex. Don't worry. He's triggered now. Just drink some water. It's okay. Don't worry. Just know that I know. So I'm speaking truth. You know I am. So here's the thing. We're to what Alex is basically saying politely, what he's saying politely, and I'll say it directly, is you're all getting screwed every single day that you go to work, you pay taxes, and you do all this stuff. We're all getting screwed. And the more that you take this stuff into your own hands, the more you re-empower yourself and you take that control back. You don't need to be making millions of dollars. I'm just saying, from this stuff. You just need to be making enough to offset the control that they have. Because imagine if you were able to make just enough to pay all your bills. And we'll go with this. When I first started with entrepreneurship, when I was like 18, I thought financially free meant that I have to be making tens of thousands of dollars a month, millions of dollars a month, and that's what that means. I didn't know any better. The term can be as simple as, what if whatever your monthly expenses are were covered? Just that. To the point where you wouldn't need to go to work, but you could go to work. So your bills, your rent, your food, your phone, your internet, gas, electricity, maybe a few little entertainment things, whatever. If all of that was covered, you would now be officially financially free. So whatever number you had in your mind that you had to like attain to be financially free, and then you're good, I bet you it's actually less than that. And you've been tricked by them to think that you have to run in some hamster wheel until you get this imaginary number, when really you just needed the bare minimum. Because then imagine if every paycheck you got was literally like fun money that you wouldn't need to go to work, but you didn't mind going to work. All right. So if you understand those concepts, these things help you break free from things. You won't find that stuff in the back office. So hopefully you guys took some value from this. if you are gonna go buy the acid kit, let me know. Make sure you buy the right one. It's all good. I don't have an affiliate link. I can send you one if you want me to, but I don't care. What I mean by that is like as long as you use this to your advantage, I'm happy. If you were thinking of buying some jewelry, this is definitely a good way to like save some money and exercise these skills. Please watch YouTube videos before you go out and you do what I said. It's not a quick like 5-minute tutorial, okay? But it's definitely worth it because I have like 6 gold chains because of it. So I saved myself thousands of dollars. This one that I showed you, at the time I paid like $180. Now it's worth market what 380, whatever we're talking about, something like that. Retail a few $1,000. So like, I don't care. Whatever. What's your opinion on silver jewelry? Okay, I like this question. Wait, we gotta have a coin party. I gotta show you my collection. Okay, absolutely. Before I answer Mia's question, I also collect coins. Here's my nerd side. When the Justice League movie was coming out, they totally disappointed, but that's besides the point. I went out and I bought like the Batman set of silver coins. So I have one of Wonder Woman, one of Superman, one of Batman, and a whole bunch of different collections. So absolutely, Raza, we can go share our boomer collection. So, okay, for Mia, silver jewelry, food for thought for everybody, because this is a perfect question. Silver jewelry, biggest ripoff, biggest waste. Do not even bother. I'm just telling you right now. I know we're talking about huge margins on gold, whatever. In my personal opinion, with silver, it's a total ripoff. Because if just do the math here, if 1 gram, so 1 ounce of silver is $22, 22.80, whatever it was. It's not measured in carats. It's measured in like you see like fine silver, sterling silver, and all that. So this is 0.9999. You'll end up seeing like a different variation of it. Everybody better be rethinking their jewelry, and it's not to like throw shade at anyone's jewelry. It's just now you know, right? Here's the thing. I know no one's going to be mad at me because they should be mad at everybody else because I'm telling them what no one else told them. No one told me. I had to go find out on my own. But with silver, if we just saw that 10 karat gold, which is like around the world considered like trash, the rest of the world doesn't like 10 karat gold because it's like so little. It's less than 50% gold, 10 karat. And we just saw that it's like $23, $25, whatever it was per gram. Silver is even less per gram. So you can go out and pay like a few $100s for a silver chain or a silver piece of jewelry. And then you go to a precious metals dealer like to sell it, and its value is probably like $2. Like straight market value. You go weigh it or whatever, it's like $2. A friend of mine, he bought a chain, he paid like $300 for it. Then he went to go sell it, and then its weight in silver is worth like 75 cents. I'm not even kidding. So silver, biggest ripoff. If you like it, there's nothing wrong if you like it. So I'm not throwing shade if you like it, but just understand what you're buying. That's my key message. If you buy it because you like it, maybe it has some stones in it, maybe it has like emeralds or like whatever it is you like, whatever the reason. Just like designer stuff. If you buy it because you like it, who cares what Edwin is saying? Right? You bought it because you enjoyed it. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you bought it to show off, you're looking like an idiot. Now I'm hurting your feelings because at least now you know. For aesthetics, exactly. Aesthetics, no problem. Wear it with pride. It's all good because you bought it for yourself. Because remember, as jewelry, you bought it for the artwork. You liked it. It was something for you, and it's aesthetic for you, and that's totally fine. If somebody makes fun of it, whatever, they're idiots. Pardon my Spanish, but because you bought it for you. You like it. So if somebody says, "Oh, it's not worth much," I was like, I know, but as an art piece, it's mine. I like it. Just like, just like this stuff. Some of the coins that I bought that are like collector coins, so not bullion coins, if they end up being worthless, I don't care because I like them. Even though the movie Justice League, the with that guy disappointed me. I like the Snyder cut much better. It's just me. So same thing. The same logic applies to NFTs, which are total. Most of them are totally worthless now, worth nothing. Which was the same message I was always giving to those that were around. I was always saying, if you're gonna buy an NFT, make sure you're buying it because of the value it has, the real case use, and you actually like it. Because if the market crashes, which it did, you're going to be stuck with the picture of a penguin or a monkey, and you're going to be kicking yourself because no one's going to buy that crap. But if it had a book attached to it, a video, a music album, or access to restaurants, or something that you liked, or you liked the picture, because I had like a few NFTs that gave you access to some video games, whatever, that I never ended up playing. But if you got it for you and you like it, it's the same principle. And here we'll finish with this note. How you can start to accumulate, if that's what you want to do, your precious metals portfolio, like in real life. Do not go to the bank. I'm not being biased. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you what they don't tell you. Because I did this once to see, okay? And I ended up knowing more than the bank teller. Bank tellers don't know much. It's just how it goes. So so I went there and I said, I would like to order an ounce of silver. And knowing the price of silver wasn't too far off back then. It was like $18 or something. So it was like $30 the retail price that I had to pay with the premium and stuff, Canadian dollars. And so when I went, they sat me down, they had to like look it up, they had to like call their reserves to see if they had it, which obviously they do. And then they charge me the price of the silver, which is what they're going to do to you. That part obviously you expect. Okay, awesome. I can't wait to see your live. So I will definitely join you there. I'll go see what's going on. So later, Raza, thanks for sticking around. So they're going to charge you the price of the silver or the gold, whatever, which obviously is expected. Their premium is going to be much higher. So, okay, whatever. They're going to charge you storage fees. And they're going to charge you a delivery fee. So they're going to charge, basically what they're going to do is they're going to get it directly from the mint themselves. And then they're going to charge you a storage fee as if they had it in some warehouse, which they didn't. And they're going to charge you the delivery from there to their branch, and they're going to make you go pick it up. So they're going to totally rip you off. And that's just how it goes. So don't do that. Go find a precious metals dealer in your area. And what you can start to do, and this is what I did because I've been accumulating it since 2010. Every month, I would set a certain amount of silver that I would buy, no matter what. This is called DCA, dollar cost average. You'll hear us encourage this a lot with crypto. For those that are curious about crypto, we'll say dollar cost average your crypto. So if you get paid every week, every other week, every month, whatever it is, take a certain amount, $10, $50, whatever it is that you are looking to invest, and you buy crypto regardless of the price. In this case, you buy precious metals regardless of the price. What I was doing was every month I would go to the precious metal dealer and I would say to myself, I am buying minimum 4 ounces a month, which came out to about $100 a month. Because like with the premium and stuff at the time was about $25 Canadian. So I knew that every month I'm spending $100 on silver. If I worked more overtime or more double time or more extra hours, I might buy an extra ounce or two of silver. I would treat myself to that. And that's how I was able to accumulate hundreds of ounces of silver and ounces of gold over the span of now what, almost 15 years. And we're going into 14 years. And what I would do as well is, because it's such a huge gap from silver to gold, can't be buying an ounce of gold every month. So I'll do minimum 4 ounces of silver every month and 1 ounce of gold a year. Didn't matter where throughout the year I would buy it, as long as I bought it within that calendar year. So if I saw that maybe the price dipped quite a bit, I'd be running to the precious metal dealer and I'd say, okay, now I'm buying that ounce for this year. So that's something that you can do as well. Even if you start off with 1 ounce, doesn't matter what it is. I don't suggest that you buy anything less than an ounce, just saying. So if you see that they're offering you half ounce or whatever, I don't recommend that to start with. Just start from the ounce. And this is something that you can do that you won't find in the back office. Hopefully now you understand better why gold and silver moves the way that it does. And you can start to leverage things differently. And you won't get ripped off at the jewelry store. If you want to really test something, the next time you're at the mall and you pass by a jewelry store, ask them if it's like a retail jewelry store, not like a pawn shop. Ask them, what does that weigh in gold? They usually won't tell you because they're not selling it by the weight; they're selling it by the art piece. So that's my off the books, not in the back office lesson for the day. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the Champions U. If you got some value, drop some energy. I know you guys are kind of asleep. The Europeans had a bit more energy than you guys, but I appreciate you guys participating. And so, yeah, show some love. If you have any questions, reach out. Hopefully you learned something. I don't want anyone to be getting ripped off. For those, that are looking to buy jewelry, now you know. And make sure you don't buy your girl used jewelry. You're going to be paying the premium. It is what it is. And I'll see you all in the chats.